Scientists call for policymakers to help solve world hunger with fish. A newly published paper in the peer-reviewed journal Ambio recognized fish as food and policy discourse and development funding argues for viewing fish from a food systems perspective to broaden the conversation on food and nutrition security and equity, especially as global food systems will face increasing threats from climate change. The Fish as Food paper, authored by scientists and policy experts from Michigan State University, Duke University, Harvard, World Bank, and Environmental Defense Fund, among others, notes the global development community is not on track to meet the goals for alleviating malnutrition. According to the UN Food and Agriculture Organization, the number of malnourished people in the world will increase from 678 million in 2018 to 841 million in 2030 if current trends continue as they are, an estimate not counting for effects of the COVID-19 pandemic. Fish provide 17% of the animal protein consumed globally and are rich in micronutrients, essential fatty acids, and protein that are essential for cognitive development and maternal and childhood health, especially for communities in developing countries where fish may be the only source of key nutrients. Yet, they write, fish is largely missing from key global food policy discussions and decision-making. Abigail Bennett, assistant professor in the Center for Systems Integration and Sustainability in the Department of Fisheries and Wildlife at Michigan State University, says, "We're urging the international development community not only to see fish as food, but to recognize fish as a nutrient-rich food that can make a difference for the well-being of the world's poor and vulnerable. What kinds of new knowledge, policies, and interventions will be required to support that role for fish," she adds. The paper identifies 4 pillars of suggested action to begin framing fish as food, not just a natural resource. These pillars are: improve metrics. There is currently a paucity of metrics to assess and communicate the contributions of fish to food and nutrition security. Governments and researchers can collaborate to develop better tools to raise the profile of fish in broader food and nutrition security policies and investment priorities. Number 2, promote nutrition-sensitive fish food systems. Current management regimes emphasize the maximum sustainability yield for a given fishery. Managing for optimal nutritional yield would focus on not just rebuilding and conserving fish population, an important goal in and of itself, but also on sustainability managing nutrient fish fisheries. Number 3, govern distribution. Even though fish is one of the most traded food commodities in the world, there's limited information about its distribution and links to nutrition security. There's also a need to promote equitable distribution of capital and property rights to access fisheries. Number 4, situate fish in a food systems framework. A fish as food framing requires a better understanding of the connections among fish production and distribution, terrestrial agriculture, and planetary health. Sustainable fisheries and aquaculture are key to feeding the world and alleviating malnutrition, and already provide valuable nutrition and livelihood contributions.